scheduling notes.
Our scheduling notes. So let's talk about what's scheduling this week. Yeah. So this should be the first week of new allocations for dealers for all the different models for this week. So some models though are not scheduling. So let's go through which ones are. And if you're new to our YouTube, the live streams and such, when we talk about scheduling, that means if you have an order that's submitted with your dealer, you have to get scheduled for a production date in the future. So we'll talk about what models are scheduling and looking to schedule their orders for production dates and when they're looking to schedule those. And then also if there's any kind of additional notes that the factory has that, hey, they're not scheduling for this or that, we'll let you know those as well. So going through first, the 24 Mustang is not scheduling this week. It says job one delay. And we'll talk, actually, let's go and talk about that now. So we are seeing there's several models and several factories that are slowing their production because they want to make sure quality is taken care of. They want to have a quality launch, quality vehicles getting out, and not have anything being held up. So they're going slow, making sure the quality is right on these vehicles. And I think right now in Mustang, they're just delayed a little bit because of that. And that's another reason why right now they have a stop build in place for the Dark Horse as well right now. So we won't see any Dark Horses get scheduled yet. Not sure. We'll keep you posted on when they're scheduling for that and such. And then comments. For the 23 Escape, they are scheduling this week. We do, as a dealership, we do have 4 allocations, and not all dealers will tell you how many allocations they have, but and most dealership salespeople, they don't actually know that. But I'm able to get that information. So we have 4 for that and 5 Mustang, by the way, for this month. On Escape, not much different from last week. Base and hybrid orders are retail only. Retail means customers' orders. Stock, there's stock and retail. So a stock order would be just for a dealer stock, and retail would be for a custom order. Do you have a question?
Yes, if you have questions, we are no longer doing the question box.
Yep.
Type in at Sarah and then space Davis. It will tag me so then I can start and pull aside for our Q&A here in a little bit.
Yep. And we're doing that because we're doing this on Facebook as well as on YouTube, actually, and Twitter and and my LinkedIn. So, but yes, so that way you can, that we can do that. And sometimes put in the model. If it's a specific question on a certain model too, you might put that in there.
Model does help.
All right. 23 Bronco Sport. They are scheduling. We have 4 allocations this month. They are scheduling this week. Looks like the Black Diamond package one that I have is previewing today. So maybe we'll get that in here, get that scheduled. 23 Edge. We don't have any allocations. Most of 23 is scheduled out. So we're about ready to start with 24. We will see the order banks are supposed to be opening up soon. And order guides will probably be available when the order banks open up because that really probably hasn't changed from 23 to 24. This is their sunsetting. The Edge sunsetting means that it's going away after the 24 model year. So this is the last year you can get an Edge. Production for the Edge will be from July of 23 to February of 24. That's the production run for that. And then they'll be done with 24 and they'll be done with that. They'll start up production mid-July. They also think the okay to buy will be at the end of July. But again, that's tentative there. So, all right. 23 Bronco is not scheduling this week. They are moving from job 1 to job 2 order bank. We'll talk a little bit about changes to that. There are only a couple changes. Most will not affect most. Well, there's one that could affect people and could frustrate people, but we'll go over those here when we get to dealer news updates. But because of the changeover from job 1 to job 2, they were not scheduling this week. Now, we do have only 3 allocations. We normally get about 6 on Bronco, only getting 3 this month, which tells me there could be a small production run that month, or they may be down for a couple weeks, or they may be focusing on Ranger as well that month. So, all right. Explorer. We have 1 allocation. They're scheduling retail orders only. Hybrid is only a retail order. Dealers cannot order a stock hybrid for their lot, as well as base. 23 Expedition is scheduling this week. We don't have any allocations this month, but we don't have any retail orders either, and that's all they're scheduling for right now. And then there's a dealer news update we'll have on the tow package, which I've talked about for many weeks now. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit and dealer news updates. And the order banks are closed for 23 model year Expedition. Order banks should open up here in a couple months, I think. June, July, somewhere in there. I don't like to give dates anymore. Ford doesn't like me doing that. So, 23 Maverick. They are scheduling this week. XLT and Lariat only. XL orders. Yeah, they're not scheduling for XL. And most of scheduling, if a dealer has enough orders, will schedule all theirs in this week. So we probably will not have an XL order get scheduled for us this month. So, and we do have 75 allocations for the Maverick. So don't forget about those constraints. The tow package, if it's optional, the splash guards, major one, take those off. Bed covers, and the load box bed liner. I believe that's the tray liner that just sits in the bottom. Other than that, good there. 23 Ranger is not scheduling. We're going to be moving to 24 soon. 23 balance out or 23 model year has balanced out, which means that they already have their production finished out of what they plan to produce. That's what balanced out means. And then let's see here. What else on that? Yes. So at the end of this week, we should see the order guides. And then the week after is when we should be able to order the Ranger. So tentative. Actually, they gave us a date. They gave dealers. They said don't share this information, but it should be before Memorial Day weekend. Let's just say that. Next Friday. And then the build-in price will be available. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Build-in price will not be available when the order banks open up, just because of Memorial Day weekend. They want to make sure they have IT ready in case something happens with their website. So, which makes sense. 23 F-150. They are scheduling this week for the weeks of June 5th and June 12th. And then which they usually schedule out about a month in advance. The same constraints as last week. So limited scheduling for those with an optional moonroof, maybe even the regular moonroof, to be honest. Limited scheduling on power tailgates. No additional tremors are going to schedule. That's the 401 or the 402, it looks like, at least for this week. Or the heritage packages. So I don't know if that's for the rest of the model year or if that's just for this week, but because these notes are just a weekly note, some of those will carry over weeks and several weeks in a row. We've noticed, but we don't know for sure. And then also they said no 20-inch all-terrain tires, which is T24. I assume if it's the optional tire, not the standard. Somebody asked me about that, about the Platinum Edition, but I don't think the Platinum tires are all-terrains, that's standard. So no STX appearance packages or STX black appearance packages. They're not going to schedule any 18-inch chrome appearance package wheels, which is option 64T. And they're not scheduling any 16-inch all-season tires on your base XL two-wheel drives this week. 23 Super Duty, scheduling for the weeks of 6/5 and 6/12. Limited scheduling on King Ranch and Platinum. We talked to you, emailed the customer on the King Ranch. Exhausted availability on limited, which means that they probably will not schedule any limiteds this week for Super Duty. Don't forget to change that spec for that the upfit integration system on your pickup and your chassis cabs. And then exhausted availability for the 7.3 liter engine. Limited scheduling on split bench seats. Doesn't mean no, but just a very small quantity probably. And it says exhausted availability on interior work surface, which means they don't have any availability right now, as well as on the Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which is 52T, which actually is the package, the trailer tow package, which is concerning because that's a pretty cool package. And then on Transit Connect Van and Wagon is scheduling this week for July, dates in July. Transit, limited scheduling. The e-transit only for July, for the month of July. And then if you need, there aren't a lot of transit people watching, but currently not available is the power sliding doors, limited availability for the 360-degree camera, as well as the power outlet. That's option 90D. Orders needed from dealers with remaining BEV. So that's your battery, that's your e-transits. So they need e-transit orders. They are balanced out, which means they're not going to schedule any more if you have the depopulated key option or the power running board option or the side 6040 barn doors option 59A, or if you have a crew van or the 10360 GVWR and the van Chapman Cassie and cutaways. If you have any of those, they're balanced out. They're not going to schedule any more of those. 23 Mach-E, extended dressing period. It says retail scheduling only, and they're going to try to schedule for July dates. And it says all-wheel drive standard range battery is not available until September scheduling. So anyway, so there you go.